Greetings, everyone. This is Shreya, your host for today's workshop. Welcome to this exclusive session, which is a part of Al Jannah Academy Presents, the Catalyst of Global Change Youth Summit, proudly organized by Intellectium. Today's workshop has been specially designed to prepare all the registered teams of the SDG Innovators Case Competition for the upcoming two rounds. It's going to be an insightful and practical session to help you build a strong and impactful business model aligned with the Sustainable Development Goals. Before we begin, we would like to take a moment to thank each of our participants, organizers, and esteemed guests for joining us today. We'd also like to express our heartfelt gratitude to our title sponsor, Al Jannah Academy, and our amazing partners, Waste Management Partner, Pure Streets UK, AI Fluency Partner, Talkativity, Digital Media Partners, Bongo Wiki and Infogram, Ticket Partner, Tickify, Marketing Partner, Adeco Limited, Visual Partner, MNEX Visual, Youth Organization Partner, Youth in STEM Indonesia. A huge thank you as well to our club partners, Asanullah University of Science and Technology, Research and Publication, Bangladesh Maritime University Business and Career Club, Click It, Uniten, Students Representative Council, Uniten, Metropolitan University Business Students Forum, Roraract, Club of Comilla University, Dhaka University Supply Chain Alliance, and BRAC University Research for Development. Without your incredible support, this summit wouldn't have been possible. So thank you all again. And now, without further ado, let's welcome our esteemed guest instructor for today's session, Mohammad Emran Uddin, Associate Professor at Metropolitan University and a startup mentoring and branding specialist. Sir, the floor is all yours.
Thank you, Shreya, for having me in this session. I'd like to welcome all of you to today's workshop mentoring. Hope we will enjoy the session. All of you. Uh, I would very shortly sum up the uh, session, inshallah, and it's going to be an interactive session. I hope so. If you find any questions after my presentation, we will have that later on, inshallah. So, is there anyone, Shreya or Sajid, is there anyone uh, who have my presentation? I've given my presentation to the team earlier.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Sajid.
Is it okay if you share your screen, the presentation?
Oh, okay. Just let me check it once.
Okay, thank you very much.
Mong Huệ. Mong Mong bảo छैन
Thank you for your patience. The workshop has started. We are just waiting for our respected sir to start the official workshop. Thank you for your patience.
Okay, thank you, uh, Shreya and Sajid and your team. I was having some problem with the slide to share. So I made the slides very simple, as if you all can understand. First of all, can you all hear me clearly? Is the sound okay?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay, so I have, first of all, I just like to share my some of my experience about the practical business and business model development. I currently running a business which is a franchise model. So before that, I have studied so many things about the business and practical business models. And during my academic life in Dhaka University, I was the student of BBA and MBA in the Faculty of Business Studies. So while we study all the books, it gives us an immense knowledge about the business and related things. But when you are going to apply those academic knowledge into your practical life or business life, there's a bit, I would say, there's a big difference between learning and applying. It means planning and execution. There is a big difference, and you need to apply your own knowledge and customize knowledge while applying your planned model or planned business model. So it's my suggestion. Some of you could find that you are not becoming the champions, or you are not becoming the top three winners of the competition in any competition. What actually the judges look for? The judges actually look for the business that is actually applicable for the market. That is, they want the practical implication of the business that you have planned for, that you thought for. So when you are participating in any competition, you first look for the execution level business plan. You cannot think of any plan or any business which is not actually applicable in the present market scenario or present market situation. So in developing your business model, in this competition, you'll find two stages of competition. So in my presentation will cover the all the two parts of the competition, inshallah. And later, if you have any queries, you can ask for. Can we have the next slide, please? So I'm going to start with the basic thing. What is a business model? It's like a plan or recipe. It means what you are going to cook for the day, the planning or the recipe for your business, and how it creates, delivers, captures value for its stakeholders. It means you have some stakeholders, your investors, you yourself, and your customers, your business partners. For all of you, you are making a recipe. The strong business model is essential for both short-term viability and long-term success. So if you don't have any strong business model, in the short run, you will suffer and you cannot sustain in the long run. If we talk about the successful business in today's world, like Amazon, Meta, or any other business, they are becoming successful because of their model of business they're doing. And if we think or talk about the business that are emerging today's world, like new businesses, those who are catching our attentions and eyes, these are also having comes up with a good business model. If we talk about Pathao in Bangladesh, or if we talk about Uber in the worldwide, everyone has a strong business model. So it is mandatory, or it is obvious to have a business model in your for the plan for a successful business. If you don't have a strong business model, you cannot sustain. So you can start a business. We always talk about startup business. You can start it, but you will not sustain if you don't have a strong business model. So later on, we will talk about the business model and how it works and how you are going to have or plan your business model that could help you to build your business, and it could help you to be successful in your business. Next slide, please. So in my slide, I have used only one business model, which I find the most effective one, that is Beringer Island business model. You can follow any other business model also, or you can develop a sort of business model. But this one will give you a short brief about the way a business model can be created. The model is a robust visual template for building a business model consisting of 4 major categories and 12 subcomponents. It guides entrepreneurs to describe, project, and revise their business model until all components are clearly defined. It means in a Beringer Island business model, these two authors uh, divided the business model into 4 major categories, and there are 12 subcomponents we will discover later. So these 4 major categories you need to address in your business model also. And one thing here I want to mention, that besides you develop your business model, you need to think about the sustainability also, because it would add good marks to your presentation and to your competition. Next, please. So the first type of uh, four major category is the core strategy, your competitive foundation. It means what is your core strategy for the business you are developing. Means what you are going to sell and what you are going to deliver to the customers. What actually you have. If we talk about a pen, for example, we use a pen for writing. So writing ability is the core sellable things of a pen. Whatever the price of a pen, it cannot be sold until it is not able to write. So in your business, you need to come up with a core strategy or core thing that which will be your main foundation for the business. Earlier we talked about Uber and Pathao. In these sort of businesses, their main foundation of selling or competitive strategy is their online platform of ride sharing. So the just like this, you need to come up with a core strategy uh, which with which you will sell your business or sell yourself to the audience, to the customers. See here, the category defines how a firm plans to compete against its rivals. It means what will be your strategy against your existing rivals. And someone could ask me that what if there is no competitors? Could be if you are going for a niche market, there would be no competition or no competitors in the market. Nevertheless, you should develop or you should come up with a core strategy for your business. In the while developing your core strategy, first you need to define your business mission. Some of us who are now just like you studying in any field, it could be business or it could be science or it could be any other subjects. While studying, we always neglect the business mission. We always overlook or neglect the business mission. Uh, if we talk about any Korean, Japanese firms or business organization, they always think about their mission. For example, what, where, and where they want to see their business after 50 years, 20 years, 100 years. It should be mentioned in while developing the strategy. It means why you are starting the business, only for making the profit or to make the world a better place to live or something else, or you want to give satisfaction to the customers. What mission do you have to accomplish with the business? You need to define first. If you say just I'm just come up with a product and I want to sell it, that's not business. For example, if we talk about some social businesses, you see someone is selling the yogurt, uh, Danone, Gramin Danone. They are selling the yogurt to the rural people who have less money to buy. The mission of that business, that social business, is to develop the brain or is to give the nutrition to the customers with an affordable price. That is their mission. So they are also selling the product. They are also having profit. Uh, Someone could say there is no profit in social business, but it has some profit and it reinvests their profit. So you need to have a particular mission of your business. And the second point is the basis for differentiation. What you are offering is different from your competitors. You could not survive in the market You will never survive in the market if you don't have any different service or any different functional activity of your product or of your business. Definitely, you should have something that is totally different from the competitors. And you also should identify who are the target market. You are going for the premium level of customers, or what we say the affordable customers, or you could go for the lower level customers who have lower level of income. You could target the women. You could target the people who are not able to buy their daily lives, daily things or necessity items. You, whatever the target, you need to fix it. I mean, you should have a specific target market for whom you are making the product. And if it is a narrow segment, which we call niche market, if it is niche, then you are going to have less competition. But first, you need to select the target market. And then product and market scope. What is your product, a service, or physical goods? Whatever it is, you come up with a product that defines specific products and markets business will concentrate on. You are going to concentrate on building a service, or you could concentrate on building a product that will help the customer to solve their problems. So every business or every product need to solve a particular problem. If it is, for example, if it is traffic jam in the populated South Asian part of the world, you need to come up with metro rail or the things that could ease the problem. If it is for the developed world, they also have some problems in their societies. You should solve that problem. If it is the water, pure drinking water, the problem, then you need to come up with a solution with in a form of a product or service that would ease the problem. So your product or service need to solve a problem. And next slide, please. And while building the core strategy, there's the first part of the business model. And the second part is the resources. It means fueling your business. So every car needs fuel to run. Just like that, what are the resources? There are some financial resources, some non-financial resources. You need both of them. If someone says, I have money, I could do anything with that money, it's not true for a business to sustain long term, because you also need some non-financial resources. If you have money, but you it means you have financial resources. If you don't have money, sorry, if you should come, you should arrange for non-financial resources. Or there are some people we see, just like the students who have non-financial resources, but they don't have money, that is financial resources. So you need both these financial and non-financial resources for your business. Financial resource we see as money. So you can have money from the investors, from the lenders like banks and other financial institutions, and some other non-financial resources you also need. That is human capital, human resource, expertise, technical persons you also need to run your business. So in this category outlines the inputs and assets a firm uses to execute its strategy. Whatever the strategy you have developed, you need the resources to deliver to the audience or to the customers. And you need, for the core competencies, the unique capabilities or factors that give the firm a competitive advantage, such as technical know-how or customer relationship. So the core competencies, for the core competencies, The unique capabilities or factors. Suppose, for example, we know uh, Apple have the expertise to develop a software that is, we know, iOS operating system. Uh, with these, they got a competitive advantage in the competitive market, and no other companies could develop this one, as they have already made it for themselves and copyright or patented it. So these sort of competitive advantage and technical know-how you need to arrange for to run your business successfully. And what are the key assets in here? The physical, financial, intellectual. So we have talked about physical, it means the human labor. Financial, uh, the lenders and the investors. Intellectual, the expertise. The human assets, the human resource, we say, owned by the firm that enable its business model to work. You need all of this. Someone could say, in this technical or 5G world, or in this robotic world, we don't need human capital. But it is not true. You need human labor and human capital to run the business, whatever the business is. Next. And the third portion here, the third main strategy, main segment of this business model is the financials, the path to profitability. So we all know that we are doing business for the profit. Every firm, they do business for profit except the social business. They also do profit, but they reinvest their profit in the same business again. So it is not a bad thing to think about profitability. If you do not profit, you cannot do CSR activities, social, corporate social responsibilities. You cannot contribute to the society. You cannot develop your employees' lifestyle. So you need to have profitable business model. So we would go for a business that is profitable, so that we can manage the business successfully, and we could large our portfolios, and could arrange for employment generation. These also could be done by profitable business. So the component focuses on how the business earns money and manages its finances. So here you can think about the finances, where you are going to find the money, and how you are going to manage all these things. Suppose you need to think about the revenue stream. It means how you are going to earn money. The simple thing we say in this segment, that you are going to sell your product or service to earn the money, to earn the revenue. So if it is there, if there is multiple source of revenue, for example, if you talk about Unilever, they are earning revenue with the selling of their products like soap, shampoo, toothpaste, washing powders, and so on. They have the only one revenue stream, that is selling their product. But there are some other companies who are making or earning revenues in multiple sources. For example, by selling their products, and by making some podcast, by making some videos, and so other things could be done to make the revenue stream a multiple way to come the revenue for the organization. And then comes to the cost structure. If you think only about the revenue, it it's not a good decision. You could also think about the cost structure. If you can develop a model that helps you to reduce the cost, it would definitely contribute to the profitability. Say here identifies the most significant cost associated with the business model, and determines if it is cost driven or value driven. So you need to develop a cost structure and define whether it is cost driven or value driven. It means you are going to price the product or service in a way that is cost based pricing or value based pricing. It means you need to outline to the audience, to the target customer, that you are offering them a value or you are offering them just a product. So in marketing sense, we say we are delivering the value, that is bundle of benefits to the customers. So what are the probable ways of cost, where the cost could be done? What are the sources of costs? So you have revenue, you have cost structure, and now go to the financing and funding. Addresses the capital needs to bring the business model to life and identifies potential funding sources. So as I said earlier, all the students who join such workshop or who participate in various business plan competition, they basically go there for finding the source of their potential funding. It means they go for convincing the investors to invest in their business. So from the perspective of an investor will fund only those business who have proper profitability plan. And to find a proper profitability plan, you need to come up with good revenue stream, multiple source of revenue, and a well-defined cost structure. From these, the investors will count the profitability of that business, and the investors also look for the potential longevity of that business, sustainability of that business. Will the business sustain in the long run? The investors also think about that. So who are searching for the probable or potential funding sources, they need to develop a business model that is profitable and actually profitable, not in the pen and paper. It could convince the investors that they can invest their thousands of dollars in your business. Next, please. Shreya, could we have the next slide, please? Yeah, thank you. So, and the last one, last major portion of the business model is operations. So we have the core strategy, we have talked about the resources, and you have got the finances. And now what about the operations, the day-to-day engine? It means how your daily activity will be. Who will run the marketing? Who will look after the sales team? Who will be in charge of human resources? How he or she is going to hire the resources, human resources. So these are the daily operations activities, or how you going to run the business. In this portion, operations, you will define it very clearly and very deep down. You will narrowly define what will be the strategy, when to open your office, when to close the office, how many employees you will have, how many product you will design in a single day, how many product you will made in a single day. For example, if you see a garment industry or a garment company, there we will see in a single day they produce at least 10 to 20,000 uh, product in a single day. And if you deep down narrowly, you will see in a particular minute or 2 minutes, they come up with a shirt or a t-shirt or sweater. It At best it takes 2 to 10 minutes, 5 minutes. So every minutes count in these sort of businesses. So you need to define or design the daily activities in for your business. See in this slide, this category details the day-to-day processes and partnership required to deliver the product or service. And the subcomponents are in here. The product or service production, as I said earlier, uh, explains how the product or service will be created, whether in-house, outsourced, or a hybrid model. So you could uh, import a product, for example, and you could resell it to other country. It is called you are outsourcing the product, working as a drop shipping company, for example. Or you could make the product by yourself and could warehouse it and then sell it. And or you could also follow the hybrid model. You are making the product and you are also outsourcing the product if needed. You are using this both model. You will particularly define which strategy or which techniques you will follow for your business, because all of you have already have your business or problem or the solution for whatever you are competing for. And here also the channels describes how the product or service will be delivered to the end user or customers, direct sales or intermediaries. Sorry. So channels in here, the channel of distribution, I could say, in which channel you will deliver your product to the customers. It could be direct sales, like you're ordering. Someone is ordering in your website or in your page or in your WhatsApp, and you are sending the product to the designated area or to the designated address. And you could also sell through the intermediaries. It could be traditional intermediaries like wholesaler, distributor, reseller, retailer, or customers. So you would design your own channel. And the key partners here identifies the essential suppliers, vendors, strategic allies needed to make the business model work. So to run the business, you also need help from your suppliers. Uh, if we talk about super shop, for example, Walmart. In Walmart, we get all the products, but they don't make all the products by themselves. So they have their suppliers. For example, Bangladesh is a major supplier of the garment product in Walmart, like t-shirts, sweater, and sweatshirts, and so on. So to run smoothly, Walmart needs Bangladeshi companies to be their supplier and to help them to run their business. And your vendors and strategic allies. Strategic allies means in a competition, in the competitive market, the similar type of companies are making allies. For example, the telecommunication companies, they have their own alliances, but the government companies, they have their own alliances, or uh, they have their own what should I say, strategic alliances. With these, they help each other, and they also fight for the rights from their respective government. Suppose if we say the steel companies of USA, they are they seek help from their government to help them uh, in their difficult times. These sort of strategic alliances are needed to run the business smoothly. So in day-to-day operations, you need to define that in which alliance you'd go. So in that case, you first need to identify your industry, in which industry you are running the business, and you could go for any alliances, strategic alliances with your competitors. Next slide, please. So it was like an example of any case study. I have talked about so many companies in here. Like I talked about Uber, Patao, Unilever, uh, and any talked about Amazon, Meta. Every company have these four major segments in their business model. Someone is using it directly, someone is using this indirect way. So whatever your business use is, you can arrange or develop a business with these with the help of this Beringer Island business model. And the last slide, please. Okay, there is another slide that is advantage of this particular model. I won't discuss this one because we will have question and answer session. I will say why this business model is easy to understand. The basic, the main advantage of this business model is you can apply or you can fit this business model in any sort of business. Next slide. So the blueprint for success. In the conclusion, we are saying the blueprint for success is your business model. So I would go to my first line that if you cannot build a house without a architect plan, just like that you cannot build or sustain a business without the proper business model. If you see any business, whatever the business is, it could be in the very remote or rural areas, that is the business is running for 20-50 years. You will find that and that particular village person is also following a particular business model. Maybe it's not like according to your academic book, but he or she definitely is following a business model. So the model means the way of doing business. What would be your way of doing business? As we said earlier, previously we used the rent a car business for renting the cars for ourselves. In America, in China, in any other parts of the world, the business model was rent a car model business. Now it after introducing the new business model, that is we could say disruptive business model, uh, the previous rent-a-car business model is not working efficiently nowadays. That's and just because Uber and Pathao and these sort of ride-sharing business model are in front of us, that's why the previous business model is not working. So every business should come up with a proper business model, and you should work and take action accordingly to run the business. And in every business model, in this business model, you also need to think about the sustainability. It means you are not opening a business for only a year, only 2 years, or only 5 years. You should think about for 50 to 100 years, and you should think about, definitely you should think about profitability, but you should also think about the human and the betterment of the earth and the betterment of the humankind. That is, we could say the triple bottom line: your profitability, environment, and society also. So if you fit your business idea into this model, you can have a good come up with a good business model for your business. So that's all from my side. Now we will go for the question and answer session. If you have any proper question, please don't hesitate to ask me. I would try my best to answer your question and queries. Shreya, you can come and ask anyone if they have any sort of question regarding their business and this business model. They can ask me.
Thank you, sir, for the session. I am encouraging participants to have any kinds of question. You can ask our respected sir for any kinds of confusion, any questions, any queries you have about our workshop today, and any kinds of advices you would also need for your business. You can leave the questions in the chat box, or also you can unmute your mic and ask us as well.
Assalamu alaikum. Can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure, please. Don't hesitate to ask any questions, because if you don't ask any question, you can't learn anything.
Yes, thank you very much, sir. Sir, so my question was, what are the most important skills that a student needs to become an effective SDG innovator? Like, what are the most important skill in this modern age?
Okay, for the students, if I would say, see, the SDG innovator, it means the Sustainable Development Goals. There are 17 goals. So, first you need to study those goals of being sustainable. So, and you need to comply with these goals. Whatever the goal you want to accomplish, or you want to achieve, or you want to serve through your business, it could be anything. For example, if you talk about waste management, uh, you could come up with a business idea that gives the solution for the waste management. Or if you are a science background student, for example, a AAA student, you could come up with a machine that prevent, or uh, that uh, that convert the waste into the I would say profit, or into a better thing for the world. So anything, first you need to know your strength. What is your strength, and what is your interest? If your interest and strength match with any of the SDG goals, you could research about that, and you could come up with a solution of that SDG goal. Every SDG goal is actually single problem for the world. Everything is a problem in this world. So for any one, two, or three, or five goal that you can serve with your business or with your skills, and try to achieve those skills. If you are a business student, go for a business solution. If you are a tech person, so come up with a tech solution. Whatever it is, whatever is your background, you could come up with these sort of solutions for the SDG. Mahfouz, are you clear with the answer?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I am absolutely clear about the answer. Thank you, sir.
Okay, any other questions? And for example, if anyone could want to talk about your business or your business solution, you can ask.
We highly encourage questions here. Anyone, any kinds of doubts, you can ask our sir, and we will try our best to give you advices and methods you can use for a better plan and your improvement, definitely. So we encourage questions. Please feel free to ask.
Assalamualaikum, sir. It was a very insightful seminar, sir. Can I go first?
Sure, go first.
Okay, thank you. So, sir, in our case of the first round, I have a question regarding our first round. That is, they mentioned that the word limitation will be 800 to 1200. So my question is, you have mentioned a lot of things. So how will I put everything under the word limit? So, because it's very much you mentioned about the revenue model and much more. So how will I do that?
Okay, it's maybe Muhammad. So to answer your question, Walaikum Salam. And to answer your question, they have asked for 800 to 1200 word. It means they are seeking the sort of executive summary for your business plan. Like you will deliver only the briefing about your business idea, so that I catch your investor likes. I talked about in my presentation that you need finance for your business, so you will have investor meetings. So in the investor meeting, you will see many competitors. For example, you are a student, at least 50 students come for the investment from the investors. So the investors will firstly give you 1 minute, 2 minute, 5 minutes for your presentation. So in these 5 minutes, you need to convince the investors. And if you could eye catch or convince the investors, or could create a desire in the investor's mind, he will give you 50 minutes to 1 hour to describe your presentation or to describe your business. So what I discussed in my business model presentation, it is an elaborative one that covers the both round. But for the first round, you just go for the executive summary, like report writing, that eye catches the judges of the competition, as if they can ask for you the explanation of that business model. I
Thank you,
think I have
sir.
cleared your.
Yeah, yes, sir. Adding to my question, you mentioned finance. So should I mention the revenue generate model or the money I need to start the business?
You just for the first round, you just need to announce the ways of your revenue stream, and you could elaborate it if you got the chance to explain yourself in the second round.
Okay, thank you, sir. It was a very insightful sentence.
Thank you.
Sir, we also have a question in the chat box. Wasif Kareeb asked how to identify effective SDGs.
Okay, so it is not like that effective at SDG. Every SDG has been identified with so many research findings. So every SDG is effective. I think you try to ask the question that it could be which SDG you could serve. For example, I said there are 17 SDG goal. So you need to go for that particular goal that matches your interest and your skills. And if you can go for a business solution, go for the business solution. If you can deliver the product, tech product or technological support, you can use that one. So every SDG is effective, but the things that the goal that matches with your interest and your skills, you should go for solving that particular SDG goal. Just adding one thing for all the participants, don't think about the first round and second round. Just come up with a proper business idea and develop it with a proper business model. Then your chances of winning the competition is higher. And I would say, uh, do not participate in any competition with any business idea that actually you are participating in the competition only to win the certain amount of money. For example, $1,000, $1 lakh, or $100. If your only goal is to win the competition, I would say you should not do any competition like this. You should come up with the determination that I would join the competition. If I get the money, it would finance, I would be financed by them, or if I don't win the competition, doesn't matter, I would definitely go for that business. Am I clear? I think you should have this sort of determination. So, Shreya, I think if there is no other questions or queries,
Excuse me, sir.
uh, sure, sure.
Hello.
I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
So, how do we avoid choosing a problem that's too broad or too narrow for this competition?
Sorry, can you repeat the question? Too narrow or
Too broad, yes.
too narrow, too broad? Okay.
Yeah.
So too narrow is not a problem, but too broad is a problem because you don't have the resources. For example, I talked about the problem of traffic jam in the South Asian continent. So of metro rail types of solution could be a good solution, but it's too broad. So you, as in your stage, you cannot go for this sort of business, but you can suggest something. But I would say you should go for the narrow segment because you can come up with a startup strategy. And as I said earlier, if you don't have the opportunity to win the competition, doesn't matter. You will start by the business by yourself, and if you could run the business successfully for 1 to 3 years, definitely you would get finance from the investors, any kind of investors in any parts of the world. You can generate crowdfunding for your business. So I would suggest to go for the narrow segment of the business. It's uh, uh, it's helpful for the startup businesses. Too broad is for the grown business, mature businesses.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Again, we are encouraging more questions. If you have more questions, you can ask and get more advices. So go on and ask more questions.
Hello. Assalamu alaikum.
Wassalam.
So I had this question in my mind that suppose I'm designing a business model. Uh, so whether I go like this, that I want to fulfill this specific SDGs, that is why I'm designing this business model. Or rather, my thought should be like this, that I'm designing a business model and to contribute to the environment or the society, this business model is fulfilling some of the SDGs. That is my question. What is
Okay,
the
okay.
right mindset?
I understand your one. The first one is, as I said, for the sake of the competition, you are aligning with the SDG goals and you are coming up with a solution like these SDGs. But if you have already an idea or a plan of any business that definitely would serve any of the SDG goal, you can come up with that one also. So it again, I'm saying that it would depend on your interest. If you see, if you don't have any interest in any sort of business that serves SDG, you cannot run the business for long run. If just one example is not like SDGs, but see, all the cricketers and footballers, most of the time, they go for the sports item business. Most of the time, particularly the cricketers, they go for the sports item business, or they go for the coaching, because that is the one they are interested in. If we see any person, any particular cricketer or footballer go for running a hotel or a restaurant business, it's not going to be successful one. But you see, Leo Messi has his own hotel chain. Ronaldo CR7, he has his own 5-star hotel or 7-star hotels chain. But these hotel chain are not managed by him. They only finance these sort of businesses. So after retirement, Messi or Ronaldo would feed themselves in any sort of coaching or football related career. So you should have the mindset that if you have already a business idea, just fit it into the SDG. And if you don't have any sort of ideas, then go for the SDG goal and come up with a solution for the SDGs. I think I made it clear.
Yes, sir.
Does anyone else have any kinds of question regarding this workshop?
Okay, as I have conducted this workshop, it is my responsibility for all of you this message. If you have any sort of queries regarding your business model and business strategy and SDGs, you could ask to the management of this workshop, like Sajid or Shreya. They could deliver it to me. I would happy to help you in your competition. Or you can if you don't want to ask questions, you can write it here. I would say we could wait for 5 minutes also for the question.
Again, we always encourage more questions. You can ask for more info and insight in business ideas or things that you're thinking about. There's always room for more ideas. So go ahead and ask for like more questions, any kinds of confusion, any advices, or like any thoughts you have regarding this workshop. You can also ask the questions in the chat box if you are hesitated to like talk in front. It's no, it's a very like communicative workshop. So go ahead and ask questions and queries you have.
I have another question for sir. Sir, it's apart from the competition, if I have a business model or business ideas that I need a huge number of manpower in the niche level. So without money, because it's a startup. So how would I manage the manpower or manage people to do my work?
Okay, Muhammad, if you want manpower, that is human resources, first you need to come up with the finances. It means you need investment. So very easy. You could search for investors, go to them, try to convince them that your business model have the potential to be the profitable one. If the investors find it profitable, they would definitely invest in you or in your business or in your business idea. And if you have money, you can go for the human capital or the human resources or the labor resources you want. If we talk about the garment industry, they need huge human resources for to run the business. If you have these sort of ideas, you can also they also run the business with the help of the finances they have. So if you have finances, you can arrange for human resources from home and abroad, from anywhere else. Okay, if you think your business could be run or could need expertise from China, you can bring anyone from China. If it is from Japan or from any other parts of the world, you can bring him in your home country to run the business. If you have the capital, it means if you have the finances, and to have the finances, you need to convince the investors. As if you don't have any investment, any finances, any money, you need to convince the investors, and investors will only be convinced by the profitability. If they see profitability potential in your business, they would definitely go for the business.
I have another question, if you don't mind. My question is, if for a startup, which investment will be better? Grant will be better, or private investment will be better, or equity splitting? Which one will be better?
Okay, for this startup business, the equity sort of business is most attractive one, because your business is not a flourished one. It is in incubation. So you could give some equity to your investors. Say, for example, if you could give 5%, 10% equity to your investors, and to have the investment. Whenever you are flourishing your business, you have developed a successful business one, then you could ask for investment to grow and flourish the business. But in the startup type of business, giving equity with the help of investment money, it is better for the startup. But for the grown business, the investment sort of lending is appropriate.
Thank you very much, sir.
Excuse me, sir. I have another question. Can you tell us more of ways on how to test or validate that customers are willing to pay for that product or service?
Sorry, John, I missed some of your words. Could you please repeat it?
Okay. Can you tell us ways on how to test or validate that customers are willing to pay for your product or our product or service?
Okay, I got it. You want to ask how customer or your idea could be validate. The only way is to go to the customers. You in many cases, in many case studies, we have seen that, like I could say, for a big company, the fashion company, that is Tommy John, is one of the biggest fashion designer in the world, like Tommy Hilfiger. And the Tommy John, he has invented an undershirt. So he, with the undershirt, went to each and every customers he knew, and ask them to wear the undershirt and give review on their product, about the product. So if the customers are satisfied with your product, with the testing of your product, they would validate you that it is a good product. And with the validation, with the uh, consent of the customers, you you could think that you are confident, you will be confident, and they will pay for it, and they will pay any sort of amount for the product. So first you need to go to the customers, ask them what they want, what sort of product they want, and what sort of price they want to pay for it. It is called in if you haven't started the business yet, I would suggest go for the feasibility test to validate your idea. Okay, so go to the customers, go to the investors that you have this idea, and run a feasibility test. If the feasibility test in every segment, for example, product or service demand, uh, and financial profitability, and target market, and industry uh, industry potentiality, uh, go for the feasibility test of these segments. If the customers say yes to your feasibility test, then it means they are validating you to run the business, and they would pay any sort of money or any amount to have your product, and it is their desired product or service.
Thank you, sir. Now I will be asking for your permission to end this workshop on a good note. Sir, do I have the permission?
Sure, Shreya. Thank you also for conducting this session as a host, and thanks to all the participants. I hope I tried my best to make you understand about my topic. And as I said earlier, if you have any queries or anything to ask, you could send your questions to the organizing committee. They would forward it to me. I will happily answer those questions and suggestions to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for that amazing, insightful session. I am sure everyone has picked up on some really valuable lessons and building sustainable and profitable business models. To all our participants, we hope this workshop helped you to get a clearer idea of what to expect in the upcoming SDG Innovators Round. Make the most of what you have learned today. A big thank you as well to Al Jannah Academy, our title sponsor, and all our partners and collaborators for making this summit possible. And of course, thank you everyone for joining in and being such an engaged audience. That's all for today's workshop. Wishing you best of luck for the competition ahead. If you guys still have any kinds of questions about the upcoming competitions, you can always contact us in our socials. Facebook page is Intellectium and Instagram is also at Intellectium. Have a great evening and see you soon in the next session. Thank you, everyone.